Hello, what's up, everybody? Welcome to your weather forecast. Mr. G back with y'all once again. Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys are having a good week so far. Let's talk about that weather forecast. It's got some thunderstorms to deal with, some heat for some folks, and even some action down in the tropics. So let's jump right into our first map. And this is what we're going to be seeing for your early part of the week. We're going to be looking at some heat building in across the upper Midwest and the northern plains. Look at that heat across up there in Minnesota, North Dakota. That heat will extend all the way down to the south into Texas and into the desert Southwest. So we're finally starting to see that summer heat take hold, and we're going to be seeing a cool start to the week across the Pacific Northwest. As I step over here so we can take a look at the Northwest, where it's going to be a little bit cool and a little bit wet as well. Dry conditions will prevail across the desert Southwest, and we're going to be seeing beautiful conditions across the Northeast and the Great Lakes. But if you're in New England, a departing storm system will leave a few showers in its wake and a little bit of cooler weather for a day or so as well. But we will see those conditions turn around as we head to the latter part of the week, and we're going to see some warmth and as well as some of the smoke return to parts of the Northeast. Down across the Southeast, stalled weather system is going to be bringing some rain showers and some thunderstorm and a little bit of tropical activity as well. Some tropical downpours will be common across the southeastern U.S. and into the state of Florida. And as we move on to our second map, here is a closer look at what's going to transgress across the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes later this week. We're going to be seeing it get really warm. We saw those temperatures in the 90s today across Minnesota and the upper Midwest. And if you're here, we have this big ridge of high pressure over the Great Lakes, over Lake Superior, and that ridge is going to be pumping in a lot of heat down from the southern plains and the southeast and into the upper Midwest. So if you're in Minnesota, North and South Dakota, Wisconsin, you're going to be seeing the temperatures get quite warm this week as we see that heat coming up from the south, as well as a little bit of humidity as well. But unfortunately, we're not going to see much in the way of thunderstorms across the upper Midwest, as this high pressure is going to be in firm command. We may see some isolated storms over parts of the western Dakotas and western Nebraska later in the week, but in the early part of the week, we're going to be underneath that big dome of high pressure as we have that high amplitude ridge over the Great Lakes and into the Northeast. So we will continue with the heat across that area. And then as we take a look at later in the week, we're going to see the possible return of the smoke because of that ridge of high pressure. We're going to see that air coming down from the northwest. So it's going to tap into that smoke from those fires over southern Canada, and that smoke will return to the northeastern U.S. So we're not going to be happy about that, as that unhealthful air quality is going to return into the northeast. We're going to see things comfortable as far as temperature across the mid-Atlantic states. Underneath the southern periphery of that area of high pressure, we're going to see mostly a flow coming off of the ocean. So that will lead to some relatively moderate and mild temperatures across the mid-Atlantic. But we have our southern stream of the jet stream coming across the central and southern plains out of the southwest, and then it's diving down toward the southeast into North Florida. So that is going to keep the door open for several rounds of thunderstorms through the remainder of today and into your Tuesday. We're going to, or into the remainder. Well, this is through Monday, so that's actually, this is old. This is old, so let's not, I forgot to delete that one, so let's not pay attention to that one. But we're still a little bit under that pattern, a little bit, but that map is kind of old. So this one for Tuesday through Friday, this is going to center on storms across the upper Midwest and the northern plains. So North and South Dakota, northwestern Minnesota, Tuesday through Friday. Now, this is going to be kind of a stationary area of some moisture around that's coming up around the southwestern edge of that ridge of high pressure. So that is pulling up some moisture from the south, from the central and southern plains. So this is going to lead to some widely scattered and isolated thunderstorms. So we could see some isolated severe thunderstorms that could produce some flash flooding and slight tornado risk. But these are going to be your high elevated thunderstorms, high altitude, with some of these storms are going to be low precipitation producing thunderstorms. So this is going to be prime territory for storm chaser this week, as we're going to have that shady thunderstorm risk across the high plains. And then across the southeast, we have this area to contend with, a stalled storm system across the southeastern U.S., and that is because of our blocking high out over the Atlantic. The Bermuda high has things firmly entrenched and held in place here across the southeastern U.S. and Florida. So we're going to be seeing tropical downpours across the U.S., and we have a tropical system coming across the Caribbean we're going to talk about in just a second as well. Now, here is a look at our late week pattern. We're going to see that warmth start to build in across the West Coast and the desert Southwest. We could probably finally get those triple-digit temperatures down in Arizona and into the eastern deserts of California. We have yet to see triple-digit temperatures across the Southwest, and this is probably the latest on record that we've seen, that we've not seen triple-digit temperatures in the Southwest. Beautiful weather across the Pacific Northwest, very comfortable temperatures in the 60s and the lower 70s, but we will have our big ridge of high pressure across the Great Lakes, and that is going to be contributing to a lot of heat across the plains and thunderstorms getting pulled up in some moisture that's kind of being pulled up from the south and off the Gulf Coast around the periphery of that high pressure. And we do have a weak area of low pressure coming out of the northern Rockies, and that's going to be enough to spark some of those isolated severe thunderstorms and showers and well. So we could see some large hail and some damaging winds, and a few tornadoes could be possible across the central and northern plains, and we're going to be seeing those showers and storms riding down across Texas. And then across the southeast, again, that stationary system that's going to be leading to those tropical downpours, and we have our tropical system coming across the Caribbean. So thinking of the Caribbean, here is Tropical Storm BRET that is making its way from the Lesser Antilles out here, and it's going to be moving across the southern end of the Caribbean islands there. So this is going to pass by Puerto Rico, Cuba, as well as Haiti and Dominican Republic. So unfortunately, if you have cruises planned this week in the Caribbean, it may affect your cruise plans, because we will be dealing with this tropical storm, and it may reach Category 1 hurricane strength as we move into into Wednesday or Thursday and Friday. It could spend a brief period of time as a Category 1 hurricane, but it will start to run into some shear. So we will see the tropical storm weaken as it makes its way toward the west, and eventually it will make its way into the southern Gulf of Mexico, the Bay of Campeche, where it's possible that it's going to keep going west and get pushed into the Yucatan, Mexico. So we could see it hit the Yucatan Peninsula later in the weekend and into early next week. So that is a look at the track that Tropical Storm BRET is taking. Now here is a look at some of the wind speeds that we can see from our tropical storm, and our wind damage here. We can see some moderate damage from areas here over the Lesser Antilles, and we're going to be seeing some light damage here, light to moderate damage across Puerto Rico, and we can see moderate damage across the Dominican Republic, Haiti, and Jamaica as well. So that is a track that our winds periphery will take our wind profile. And here's a look at our wind gusts. So we can see wind gusts up to 80 miles an hour with our tropical storm over the Lesser Antilles. But we're going to be seeing those winds in that 60 to 80 mile an hour range pretty much all the way across as it tracks across the southern Caribbean Sea over towards the Mexican mainland. So, and here we are with our rainfall potential. We can see as much as 2 to 4 inches of rain over the Lesser Antilles, Puerto Rico, as well as Central. We can see up to 4 to 8 inches across Dominican Republic and Haiti, and we're going to be seeing some 1 to 2 inches of rain possible over the southern tip of Cuba. So this is going to be affecting a lot of people across the Caribbean Sea and things as it makes its way toward the west, towards Mexico. So we will keep this storm. We'll keep this storm in my sights and keep tracking it as we make our way through the week. So that is a look at your weather forecast for this week. My name is Mr. G. Thank you for watching me today. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. And if this channel video ends up on TikTok, go ahead and leave a follow there as well. Thank you. And have a great week. And we will have a midweek forecast for you guys come maybe around Thursday or so. Bye-bye.